All right, everybody. This is Chris with Drop Dice. So I'm trying again here, and the last video I started to do, I actually kind of started this video, and then my footage was garbage. So let's see how this one turns out. I'm just going to kind of watch the feed for a second here, and then we'll go ahead and start talking about the topic. All right, so it looks like I am good to go and I don't have to worry about this. So basically, this is a community special. So you guys know me. I'm a big community guy. I like to share what I see on other people's channels, talk about stuff that I see and I enjoy out there. So today, earlier, Hamenopi, or Justin Hamilton, as he is on Facebook, put out a video. He's another Houston gamer, and actually we found out that there's actually quite a few of us, and we're thinking about getting together to do a live game some point here in the future. But essentially, he put out a video and he said these are the 5 people that I'm watching right now, and why you should be watching them. So what I wanted to do as kind of a thank you for that video, because he mentioned my channel as one of them, as a channel to watch for kind of a unique perspective, which I think is a great compliment, to be honest. He mentioned some other ones, and there's channels that I mentioned as well. However, he does have some ones in there that are kind of different, and they're new channels for me as well. So I went ahead and subscribed to those. But I figured what I'd do is I'd go ahead and talk about what channels I go to for inspiration. Now, in no particular order, I'm going to kind of go down this list and talk about why I like them. Unfortunately, I'm not super cool with graphics and stuff like that. His video has much higher production quality than mine. Just kind of bear with me here. So first up is Red Dice Diaries. If you want to learn anything, and I mean anything about Fate, Red Dice Diaries is an immense wealth of knowledge. Plus, he has some great campaigns that are actually on his channel here. And just overall, he what he actually does is during the videos and things like that he does, he's doing a series called Matter of Fate, where he actually teaches you everything there is to know about Fate in a very easy to digest format, where he basically starts with a simple concept, and he kind of elaborates on it and says what it is. So like the first one is like, let's take a look here. Here's an example, the basics, rolling the fate dice. And it's just a little 10-minute video that talks about what the fate dice are, what rolling them is, how to read the dice and everything, which is pretty awesome that he's putting together some videos like this to just kind of guide viewers. Plus, John over on the channel there happens to be a really great guy to game with. When I played Fate for the Mad Max game, it was actually, he was one of the players there, and he was really helpful for me as a new player to Fate. And so I think having a guy in the community like that that's putting out good content, helpful content, and then of course is actually very vocal and responds to viewers and stuff like that is always awesome. That's the kind of thing that I like to model my channel after. Now, if you're looking for a campaign, I would recommend his campaign, Skyless City. Skyless City is a fake game using the Jadepunk system, and it's actually a really unique system, really unique game. So definitely check that out when you get a chance. The next one on my list here, and I'm just going down the list as it is in my comment section, because I thought ahead and actually did my comment section correct the first time. The other thing I'm going to do is, because I like the card feature, I'm going to include them. I screwed up pointing out which direction last time, so I'm going to say it'll be in one of those corners. But look for the eye, and I'll put a link to a video from each one of them, so you'll be able to pull something up from them, and it'll just be one video that I think was particularly good and that I wanted to share with you guys. So I think that's kind of cool. The next one up is Tabletop Terrors. So I talk about what I'm doing with Tabletop Terrors quite a bit, about the Copper Jackals and what's going on. So Tim and James over at Tabletop Terrors, part of the reason I like them is their channel just went through a relaunch. They're putting out some products. They're pay what you want. They're having a huge community impact, and the community is having a shared impact on the world they're creating. And they're a couple of really cool guys to work with, and I mentioned it before that I did some editing for them, and I'm hoping that as time progresses, we'll see a little bit more communication between our channels and things like that. we've already talked about maybe doing some stuff where we kind of go back and forth, maybe do a shared video, whether it's on their channel or my channel. I don't really care. I just like hanging out with those guys and talking to them. I think they're pretty awesome. They play a couple different games, one of which is the Provokers, where Tim plays on that one, and then both Tim and James play on the Winds of Sorceline. And then they also have their Copper Jackals campaign, which for anybody who hasn't caught on to this one, that is a mega campaign world setting that is done by YouTubers. And I'm gonna say that this is my official request to be added to the universe. So I've talked to Tim, and I've talked with Barker a little bit from Be a Better Game Master, and he likes some of the content that I put out on my blog. But what I'd like to do is I've been putting together Flood World, and I'm going to kind of submit some ideas to them for approval. But I'd like to see if maybe the Flood World, because it is on a moon, and it overlooks a planet, I thought it would be really cool if maybe I could get in on the action, because the world that they share happens to have 3 moons. And I want to have a moon with an atmosphere. So I thought maybe that would be really cool. Hopefully when they see this video, I get some positive responses. If I can't get it done official, I think I might just do an unofficially alternate universe thing, but I would love to get the official approval by those GMs, because they put out a lot of good stuff. But Tabletop Terrors specifically, I like them because they're passionate, and they're focused on what they want to do in the community, as far as like teaching people how to modify things, how to adapt things, how to put role play in situations that are really more mechanical. Like if you guys have checked out the trap smithing book that I helped out with, I told you guys about this magic trap that did a bunch of different types of damage, and it did different saves depending on what kind of damage was being done. Stuff like that is really awesome to see, because it's a creative mind, it's quick thinking, and it's stuff that you can use to seed your own ideas. And I feel like a lot of what they do is enough to kind of get your gears working and seed your own ideas. So check out Tabletop Terrors. The next one I'm put on the list here is Locrius Planetoid. So Locrius is one cool alien cat. He talks like that in his videos. Locrius is awesome. He's only done 2 videos, and I'm putting him on my list because I want him to do more. But the 2 videos he did were Monster Ecology, and he did the Froghemoth and the Intellect Devourer, and the Froghemoth was pretty good, but man, the Intellect Devourer was awesome, and I just want to listen to that guy do any sort of podcast. I mean, like, the whole time he's like, hey, hey man, Locrius is this crazy outer space guy that's here to tell you about Dungeons & Dragons monsters. He also plays a lot of games, and it's been getting a little bit more popular in the community. But he does it like this all the time, and it's amazing. It's so great to see his stuff, and seeing him in games is a lot of fun. But I'd like to challenge him to do a game and throw it on his channel, like just a one-shot or something, because I think a guy like that with as much creativity as he has would be awesome. Now, the other thing that I will tell you is he does happen to be a musician. His band is called Planetoid, and you should also check out their music. It's pretty good as well. So definitely support him where you can, and if it happens to be just gaming, then it's just gaming, and if it happens to be a chance to see his videos, maybe play up his music a little bit on your own social media and stuff like that, that'd be awesome to help him out and encourage him to become one of us here on YouTube here. All right, so next up here is DM NightHag. So DM NightHag, I featured her originally on the channel as an introductory. Her name on Facebook is Chelsea, and Miss Chelsea has been a great addition to the community. Not only is she a creative player, she's come out with a couple games that were very intuitive, and they followed kind of a Celtic lore, which we don't see a lot of inside games, and I've kind of contemplated it myself, but I just don't know enough about Celtic lore. So it's nice to see someone who who's a lot more knowledgeable in that, kind of stepping forward and providing a new type of game out there. Like if you want to go to a Viking game, you know who to go to. Jarl DM's kind of the big name in Viking games. And then if you want to have like a Celtic game, DM NightHag's making a name for herself doing those. So I would definitely check out her videos and stuff like that. She also hosts the DM Tavern, which I've had the chance to be part of 2 of them, and I'm hoping to get a chance to be part of the next one. But essentially, they're kind of a group effort to try and improve everybody's game, and then there's a little bit of world building at the end to kind of do it like from the hip as a community effort to kind of show and implement some of the ideas that we talk about inside those videos. So definitely check those out. I think she's going to be one of those up and coming people inside the community. And you know, if she only does these GM taverns, I think that alone will keep people going to her channel. It's very good. So check that out. Now, last channel I have on here is another big name on YouTube, but it wasn't mentioned in Hamenopi's, and I get to be the second person in this chain here. Is Barker from Be a Better Game Master. So Be a Better Game Master, I like his style because he's real casual, and the way he talks about things on his channel, it's kind of the way that I do. It's kind of a straight conversation, and I like his setup. To be honest, I'm a little jealous. He's got that nice Rode mic, and I've talked about it on my channel. That's my next goal, is to get a microphone. But he's got like a whiteboard on the side. He's got kind of like this office dedicated to his RPG podcasting, and he does music as well. I haven't had a chance to actually see any of his music, but I have seen him in games and stuff like that, and he also happens to be one of the provokers. But I think I like him as a game master actually better than I like him in the provokers. And the provokers, for some reason, the provokers just doesn't quite stick with me as a super memorable game. But I like all the guys involved, and so I always tune in and make sure and give them some support. Or at least I should say it didn't until the last couple episodes here. I think for me it's kind of like Titan's Grave. It's a slow build up, and it's getting there for me. And now I am kind of excited to see the next episode, so make sure you check that out too when you get a chance. But I think I like Barker's Winds of Sorceline game a little bit better, to be honest. I think he's doing a great job as a GM, and he's definitely got some takeaways. He does cutscenes just like Matt Click does on his channel, Fistful of Dice, but some of the things that he does on there, I could see that him and Matt Click are kind of bouncing good practices off of each other. And I think that that's a really good thing to have and to learn from. So it's definitely worth checking out his channel and seeing some of the good practices that he does, that you see the players do on his channel, and try and implement that stuff. Definitely, when you get a chance, check out Winds of Sorceline. It's another unique campaign setting. It is actually set in a setting that uses the Al-Qadim rule set from Advanced Dungeons and Dragons that he has transferred over to 5th edition. I don't mean to shift off my camera here, but I just want to kind of give you guys an idea of what it is, because I happen to own the book because we had a conversation about it. But Al-Qadim is a Arabian Adventures module, setting, I should say, that came out for AD&D, and it's such a beautiful setting, and he's kind of adapted it for 5th edition. And he's taken out a little bit of the classic Arabic nature to it, but it still has this very mythic storyteller feel to it. And the tone of the game is just really different than what you see on other channels. So I would definitely recommend that to kind of get your mind around a new way to run a game. Since watching that, I've kind of gotten some ideas, and I think I'm going to start implementing some of the techniques that he uses actually in Legend of the Five Rings, because I think he does such a phenomenal job with it. So those are my watch list, and what I would suggest to anybody who's viewing this, if you do happen to be one of the people that I've listed here, I'd like to see your responses in a video, because I know you're all YouTube providers, and I picked you strategically. To what you watch to improve your own games, because I think that, you know, me saying hypothetically that I believe that Barker and Matt Click kind of help each other out and they bounce good practices off each other is one thing, but what I'd like to know is who does Be a Better Game Master go to when he wants to be a better game master, or Locrius, or DM NightHag, Tabletop Terrors, or even Red Dice Diaries. The only thing that I request in this one is if I happen to be one of those channels that you listen to, just do like I did, mention Hamenopi at the beginning. I watch Hamenopi stuff, and then give me 5 unique ones, please. I want to see if we can maybe get this going around YouTube to kind of get some people going towards some different channels and things like that they may not have paid attention to in the past, or maybe just are outside of their realm. So because I'm a great guy like this, I wanted to give you guys a bonus, and the bonus that I want to give you guys is, let me pull him up here, is Fence Kid. Fence Kid is a guy that he does forge work, and he does forging from his house, and so I like when characters are creative, and I have a lot of players that are always interested in exploring like artistic things within the game, or crafting within the game. Fence Kid is pretty cool because he shows you how to forge things, and he if you want to learn how to forge, he even has videos on how to build a forge, how to get started, how to do it cheaply as well, and how to do it better. And he does stuff like hammering down coins into rings, and they look really nice. And so I think sometimes, you know, adding an element of understanding on the part of the GM or the player towards what their character can do really helps out things. Like I mentioned in previous videos where I talked about it, research is key. It can really help you improve your overall game if you research what your character can do a little bit before you go into it. All right, guys, that's what I've got for this one. Of course, as always, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you guys happen to be one of the ones that I've mentioned inside my list there, go ahead and shoot a video back and tag me on Facebook, because we can't tag each other on YouTube anymore, but we all kind of share communities. So I'd like to see this kind of start floating around the RPG Brigade on Facebook. So any of my viewers that have not joined, I would also like to welcome you guys to the RPG Brigade, and come find us over on Facebook. I'll include a link after the video is done to the Facebook page as well, so that you guys can join us. There are a lot of good content providers that are on there, and if you are looking for a game, you can always join the one-shot group as well. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you at the gaming table.